I'm hanging out here at the herd stand with Glyn. How are you doing, Glyn? You all right? Tell me, you've got some new stuff to show us at Fit Show this year, including this Windlet 400. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is a new product in the Windlet 400 TL, which is a glass vacuum. It's a self-propelled unit, which is powered from a tiller arm at the rear. You got the 4 pads on it. Lift up to a maximum of 400 kilos with a recharge of about just under 4 meters. It's on flotation tyres, which are foam filled. So again, if you're carrying the glass around the site you aren't got the hazards of puncture in the tyres, you've got the small outrigger on the unit where you can actually swing those out again if you're going over a bit of unstable ground. It'll stop it tipping and again catching the glass on the ground. Telescopic boom. It's got a wired control on it, and it's new. And this unit.
Well, let's walk over to it and just take a bit of a close look. Obviously a popular unit. There's other people around it as well. But yeah, tell us what's new on this one then.
Yeah, on this one, this is the first one we brought in with the hydraulic rotating head. So where with the other units we have a manual rotating head. This one we put a hydraulic, again to give the customer more confidence in putting the glass in place without, again, manual handling it. What you do on the original model was you'd pull a pin out and rotate the head manually. But if you've got a big, large pane of glass on there, it's keeping control of it. With this one, the hydraulic rotator is controlling it for you, and you can control it at a proportional speed. Okay. Right, so yeah, and then as you come round and down to...
I'll tell you what, come around here and take a look at the control panel here as well.
So on the controls you've got this, what we call a wired control. It's on a flexi cord, so once you got in place with the glass, you can walk up to the front of the machine, so you're standing by the glass and by where you're actually placing the glass into whatever it is, into a window recess or into a door recess, and that gives you an advantage that you're close to the job. And all this again is controls which are all proportional controls to give you ease of use, and again cut away from manual handling of where people could be carrying the glass manually. So.
And before we start the cameras going, we're talking about the standards in terms of redundancy in here as well, and the fact that if you lose circuit on any one of those suction cups, you've got enough redundancy so you don't have a potentially very heavy pane of glass dropping on site.
Yeah, on all glass equipment, especially on construction sites, you've got to have what you call double redundancy. Yeah. So you've effectively got 2 circuits. So if 2 pads fail or 1 pad fails, on that circuit, the other 2 pads will retain the weight of the glass. So it'll effectively lift 400 kilos of glass on 2 pads. Right. But you have the secondary 2 as a safety device. So you would never get all 4 fail at the same time. Right, so yeah.
It's good stuff. So that's the Windlet 400. You've also got behind it the Windlet 1000 as well, which is, well, towers over it, a different scale of device, but still very useful. Have you had that before here as well?
Yeah. The 1000 is like we go from a 350, which is a slightly smaller unit, to this, a 575, a 600, a 785, okay, and to 1000. And the numbers mean the amount of kilos it can lift. We are planning, or the plan is next year to have around a 1400, which will be 1.4 tons of glass.
Just see all the ballast. I guess that's what that is on the back side of that.
Yeah. So, again, for bigger, these have been used down at Battersea on some of the redevelopment down there to put, for some of the glazing that they've been putting in down in that area. Yeah.
Well, that's a lot on glass. Let's very quickly wrap up by talking about cladding as well, because I know you've got something you want to talk about there. Well, there, around about here. Tell us what we're looking at, Glenn.
Yeah, what we're looking at here is these come in on a pallet, so it's all compact, but this is a cladding lift. So coming away from glazing, we also lift cladding panels. You've got 6 pads on this unit, again, double redundancy. As you see, you've got and it's the same on that. You've got two hoses, one blue, one white. That means for the two circuits. So when you lift, you've got the benefit that if one of them circuits failed, the other circuit will hold the panel. And you're looking around 450 kilos of weight on a panel, and it all builds up from this pallet. All the components are used other than the actual base section, and then when they're finished with it, you can actually wrap it all up and put it back onto the pallet. Inside the box here, you've got a full remote control, so it's wireless. So because cladding panels, as you can imagine, on the side of a building, and they'll be up at a height where this will be putting the cladding panel in place, you'll probably have scissor lifts or boom lifts, cherry pickers working alongside it to get it the final movements. But you can release it with a full wireless control.
And of course, there's a lot of cladding work for obvious reasons taking place up and down the country at the moment right now. So it's good to see products like this being brought to market, Glyn.
Yeah, and cladding panels aren't always flat. You know, people have got this thing that they have got a ridge in them. They'll be slightly, the ridges are there to give them more strength. So you have to work around the ridges, and you can see with the actual foam here, we can put a bigger foam pad on to get round some of the deeper ridges to still give us a suction.
Good stuff. Listen, Glyn, this is fantastic. Thank you very much for chatting us through this. Very quickly, in 10 seconds, just tell us how Fit Show has been for you. First time back, obviously, in 3 years. Been a good experience for you, Glyn?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, we had a brilliant day yesterday. In fact, we got 2 boxes of small catalogues that we give out, which... the new pocket guide, we've just launched series 2 of those, and we went through 2 boxes yesterday, and we've had to go and get some more for today. You know, so just amazing, you know, and the amount of people and quality people we had on yesterday looking at different products that we do, because everything here complements each other. You know, the trolleys complement getting the glass to site or for the glass to rest on before it's lifted. So everything works together. So yeah, good show.
Everything works together. Thank you very much indeed for working with us, Glyn. I hope the success continues for the rest of this year's Fit. But for now, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks a lot. Cheers now.
Cheers.